Far, far to the north, where the snow falls in soft, sleepy spirals and the stars glow like tiny lanterns in the sky, Santa Claus kept a very special secret. Hidden beneath the jingling bells and the laughter of the elves, deep inside the warm wooden workshop lived one tiny elf with a very big job. His name was Pip Whistlesocks, and he wasn't just any elf. He was Santa's secret spy. Not the kind of spy who hid behind curtains or jumped across rooftops. Oh no, Pip was a gentle spy, a kind spy. His mission was simple but important: to check that children around the world were kind to one another, and to make sure they went to bed happy and peaceful on the nights before Christmas. Every year, when the snowflakes began to sparkle a little brighter and the workshop smelled of cinnamon and pine, Santa would call him. "Pip," Santa would say in his deep, warm voice, "it's time. The children need you. Make sure they feel seen, safe, and ready for sweet dreams." And that very night, Pip would put on his special outfit. Not the usual elf clothes, no green vest or peppermints on his shoes. Tonight, he wore a tiny midnight blue coat with silver buttons, a fluffy white scarf wrapped twice around his neck, and little goggles that glowed softly in the dark. He looked like the gentlest spy in the whole North Pole. Pip stepped outside into the quiet night. The snow under his boots didn't crunch, it whispered. A soft northern wind lifted, carrying with it the faint jingle of distant bells. With a deep breath, Pip tapped the sparkling badge on his coat. A swirl of golden light wrapped around him, warm and soft like a hug. And in an instant, whoosh, he soared into the sky. The world below turned into a patchwork of lights and sleeping towns. Tonight, his mission would take him to different countries, different homes, different children. But his goal was always the same: to make sure their hearts were gentle, their days were bright, and their nights ended in peaceful sleep. His first stop was a snowy little village in Finland, quiet and tucked under a blanket of winter. Warm light glowed through the windows, and smoke curled from chimneys in slow, dreamy spirals. Inside one cozy house, Pip landed softly on the edge of a wooden windowsill. He peeked inside with curiosity sparkling in his big brown eyes. A young child named Elsie was putting away her toys. But she wasn't rushing. She wasn't grumbling. She hummed a small melody and wrapped her favorite plush bear in a tiny scarf so it wouldn't feel cold tonight. Pip's heart fluttered. Kindness. He wrote a tiny note in his notebook. Elsie, gentle, caring, ready for sleep. But before he left, Elsie looked toward the window. Her eyes widened. Pip froze. Had she seen him? But instead, she just smiled, a soft, dreamy smile, and whispered, "Good night, little star." She thought his glowing goggles were a star. Pip grinned. He loved his job. He tapped his badge again, and Whoosh! Off he went into the night sky, leaving behind a shimmer of golden dust that gently drifted down like snowflakes. His mission had begun, and he still had many children to visit before the moon dipped below the horizon. Tonight would be magical. Tonight, children around the world would feel calm and safe. And Pip Whistlesocks, Santa's secret spy, would make sure of it. High above the clouds, Pip Whistlesocks flew through the winter night with the ease of a snowflake dancing in the wind. The moonlight shimmered on his tiny goggles, and he felt the warm glow of purpose in his heart. The world was big, so big, but tonight he would visit as many children as Santa needed. His next stop was a bustling city in Japan, where twinkling lights decorated every street, and gentle paper lanterns swayed softly from the balconies. Pip landed quietly on the roof of a small house tucked between two cherry trees, their bare branches covered in whispers of frost. Inside lived a little boy named Haru. Pip peeked in through the round window, balancing on the edge with spy-like grace, though he nearly slipped on a patch of snow. "Steady now," he whispered to himself. Haru was already in his pajamas, sitting cross-legged on the tatami floor. He held a colorful picture book about winter animals, but Pip noticed something special. Haru wasn't reading for himself. He was reading aloud to his baby sister, who was tucked into her crib, eyes wide with wonder. "And this," Haru said gently, "is the snow hare. It's very fast, but very shy, kind of like me." Pip's heart warmed like cocoa. He scribbled in his tiny notebook, "Haru, patient, gentle, helps others feel safe." Then something even sweeter happened. Haru closed the book, leaned over the crib, and said softly, "Good night, little sister. Tomorrow will be fun." He switched off the lamp, and the room glowed softly with the warm light of a tiny lantern shaped like a moon. Pip smiled, tipped his fluffy scarf in respect, and tapped his badge. Whoosh! Off he went again, soaring above Tokyo's glittering skyline until it faded behind him. The next place he landed was much warmer, the colorful hills of Mexico. Even in winter, the air here smelled of cinnamon, oranges, and warm bread fresh from the oven. Pip drifted down onto the balcony of a home painted in cheerful colors. Inside, he heard laughter and just a bit of mischief. Marisol was helping her grandmother tidy up after a night of celebration. Colorful paper decorations still hung from the ceiling, and a tiny wooden nativity scene sat carefully on the table. But Marisol was doing more than tidying. She was trying very hard not to fall asleep. Her grandmother smiled and stroked her hair. "Hijita, it's late. Even helpers need rest." Marisol yawned a huge, slow yawn, the kind that makes your eyes water. And Pip yawned right along with her. But then Marisol did something that made Pip's heart flutter. She grabbed a blanket,
gently wrapped it around her grandmother and whispered, "You always take care of me. Tonight, I take care of you." Pip wiped a tiny tear from his cheek. Being a spy was emotional work sometimes. He wrote in his notebook, "Marisol, loving, thoughtful, ready for sweet dreams." The moment Marisol curled up in bed, hugging a stuffed llama with golden ears, Pip touched his badge again. A swirl of warm light wrapped around him, and he vanished into the night. Up he flew, higher and higher, guided by the soft glow of the stars. The world below cast like a patchwork quilt. Oceans, forests, mountains, and tiny towns pulsing with warm lights. His final stop of the night would be in the United States, where snow blanketed the fields like powdered sugar. Pip landed in a quiet suburban neighborhood on the roof of a house surrounded by twinkling lights. Inside lived a boy named Evan, who was brushing his teeth with great intensity. When Evan finished, he looked at himself in the mirror and whispered, "I did good today. I helped Mom with the groceries, I shared my toys, and I didn't yell when my little brother took my blocks. I think Santa will be proud." Pip nodded in agreement. Santa would be very proud. He wrote one last note for the night. Evan, brave, learning, growing, kind. And then Pip noticed something else, something small but wonderful. Evan walked into his brother's room, placed a soft blanket over him, and whispered, "Good night, buddy." Pip felt his heart melt all over again. He looked at the sky. The moon was sliding lower, tired and dreamy. His mission for the night was almost complete. With a long, calm breath, Pip tapped his badge one more time. Golden light wrapped around him like the gentlest lullaby. It was time to return home. But what Pip didn't yet know was that Santa had a surprise waiting, a surprise that would make his little elf heart glow brighter than ever.
The northern lights shimmered like soft ribbons across the sky as Pip Whistlesocks soared back toward the North Pole. His tiny goggles glowed faintly, and his scarf fluttered behind him like a snowy comet tail. The night had been long, but a good kind of long. The kind filled with warm hearts, gentle moments, and sleepy smiles. As he approached Santa's village, the world below began to glow brighter, touched by the soft golden light that only the North Pole possessed. Snow-covered rooftops sparkled, windows glowed with warm amber light, and from the toy workshop came faint, cheerful humming from elves who worked the night shift. Pip landed softly on the snowy path that led to Santa's cabin. The snow whispered under his boots again, never crunching, always gentle. He inhaled deeply, feeling the cozy smell of pine, warm cookies, and a hint of magic that always lingered in the air. His heart felt full, so full he almost forgot he was tired. "Ah, Pip," said a warm voice from the doorway. Santa stood there,
his red coat dusted with snowflakes, his beard glowing like a cloud lit by moonlight. His eyes sparkled, kind and knowing. "You've returned." Pip nodded. "Mission complete, Santa." Santa smiled. "And how were the children this year?" Pip opened his tiny notebook and hugged it to his chest. "They were kind, gentle, helpful, sleepy, but in the good way. They went to bed with happy hearts." Santa's smile widened. "That is the greatest gift of all." He placed a gentle hand on Pip's shoulder and guided him inside. The cabin was warm and glowing, filled with the soft crackle of a fireplace and the smell of cinnamon tea. Pip sat on a small cushion by the fire as Santa poured him a cup of warm cocoa, extra marshmallows, just the way he liked it. "But Pip," said Santa, sitting across from him, "I have something special for you." Pip blinked, curious. Santa handed him a tiny silver star, shaped like a snowflake, but glowing softly from within. "This," Santa explained, "is the Star of Gentle Hearts. It is given only to those who help spread kindness across the world." Pip's eyes widened. For me?" "For you," Santa said warmly, "because you travel far, because you see not only what children do, but who they are, because you remind them, without ever being seen, that kindness matters and that time is a doorway to peace." Pip held the star gently, feeling it hum like a lullaby in his hands. Warm, soft, peaceful. He slipped it inside his tiny coat pocket, close to his heart. "But Santa," said Pip softly, "what if some children feel sad? What if some feel lonely when bedtime comes?" Santa leaned forward, eyes glowing with deep, gentle wisdom. "That is exactly why you visit them, Pip. Why you show up just long enough for their hearts to feel noticed, loved, safe." He tapped Pip's nose with a smile. "And you did beautifully tonight." Pip felt his cheeks warm. Being Santa's secret spy wasn't about sneaking around. It was about caring. Watching over children when the world grew quiet, giving their hearts a soft place to rest. As the fire crackled softly, a wave of drowsiness washed over him. His eyelids lowered, his scarf slipped slightly to the side. He curled up on the cushion like a tiny, sleepy snowball. Santa watched him with a warm smile. Outside, the northern lights swayed in slow, dreamy dances. Inside, the fire glowed softly, warming the room with gentle golden light. And Pip Whistlesocks, Santa's secret spy, whispered a tiny, sleepy promise as he drifted into dreams. "I'll watch over them again tomorrow." Santa nodded, even though Pip was already asleep. "Yes, little one," he whispered. "And because of you, children everywhere will rest with peaceful hearts." The fire dimmed, the village quieted, and the night wrapped the world in a soft, magical hush. because the world slept better, knowing that somewhere out there in the winter sky, Santa's secret spy was watching with gentle eyes and a heart full of kindness.
Later that night, when the fire had quieted to a soft, glowing ember, and the northern wind hummed its sleepy song, Pip finally stood up from his little cushion. His eyes were still heavy, but his heart felt light. Light in the way that only comes from doing something good and kind. He padded quietly down the hallway of Santa's cabin until he reached his tiny bedroom. The room was cozy and warm, with a round window that looked out at the shimmering northern lights. His bed was made of soft pine wood, covered with the blanket stitched by Mrs. Claus herself. Snowflakes, stars, and tiny golden threads of magic woven into every corner. Pip climbed into bed, pulling the blanket up to his chin. He reached into his coat pocket and placed the glowing star of gentle hearts on a little shelf beside him. The star glowed softly, lighting the room with the warm, dreamy shimmer. "Well," Pip whispered to himself, snuggling deeper into the blanket, "that was a good night." A peaceful smile spread across his face. Outside, the northern lights swayed slowly like a lullaby in the sky. Inside, Pip let out one long, content sigh. His heart was full. His mission was complete. And now, it was his turn to sleep. With the quiet pride of a job well done, Santa's secret spy closed his eyes and drifted into the softest, warmest, happiest dreams.